structurally, again, it follows, but it's exactly how we would envision a novel of this sort to happen. It starts out with the American military expert who serves as the one who introduces the situation, the relationship between the American military forces and the Filipino, the differences and the similarities in terms of passion. I find it well executed, this first section, and then one is introduced by way of her routine relations with Almira, who is not there that night. She's coming home, and then the attention shifts to Almira's uh, presence in the jungle, coming back to the hut. She knows that the rebels are on their way. Even as she ran, kind of character that Aquila, Almira's mother, has. She quickly takes care of the sick, dispatches it, and then here come the rebels. Her husband gets knocked out. Uh, that lady Aquila fights back, is killed. At this point, you begin to wonder, though, at the end of the chapter, parang structurally, I'm missing Almira. Where is she now? Although you have an inkling that she will appear in a future chapter. I admire the section of the one word describes this attempt. No? It's ambitious. It's pretty difficult to uh, stage a scene in the Oval Office. No? To give a background to the president. Everyone knows this. Everyone in the room already knows it. Parang this sort of invoice for the benefit video, parang readers to catch up. And even the readers don't really need it. The region is a volatile powder keg. Everybody knows that. That's common knowledge. In fact, what I appreciate more, and you might even try to insert here, PJ, is something like the detail on page 176, last paragraph, where you refer to the large oaken desk, which was once a part of a warship's hull. Obviously, it comes from research. You might find a way of introducing one or two more of such details, given the room setting, to relieve us of the too much of a television scene of these mighty American officials or personages discussing plan. If you can take side routes or settle on other items in the Oval Office that you might be able to research. But most parts of the dialogue, especially the monologues or by what's his name, Wallace, no, no, Wallace, Hawkins, uh, are very credible. I note here page 178. Who are we kidding here? They aren't freedom fighters and extremists, they're terrorists. Yeah, that can be repeated, but again, it's the kind of dialogue that you've already heard so often. That's what I'm saying. You have to lift yourself up to a level where uh, not much part of the dialogue is sustained by common knowledge, by prevalent knowledge. But it has to come alive more originally. They're in a way, what you need here is insiders dialogue, the kind of stuff that they would say to one another that does not reflect what everyone else knows of. I have questions. Page 179. the top of the page, the second line, there's a long line to assign our elite forces in the area as well as our IS, our platforms to begin the effort for locating the hostage. Angela Simpson, from Washington. What's the from Washington? None of the orders come from Washington. I don't think it's necessary. It gets too extended already. You can drop that. And then there's another in the second paragraph that begins with Wallace shook her head. And she says something like, this guy will never go for it. Is she referring to the president? Oh, okay. But it's not mentioned in this paragraph. That's why I didn't double take who this guy is. And then, uh, again, also it's very well. I can appreciate the last scene with the president already, George Lamite, and of course there's this give and take between the Secretary of State, the Secretary of Defense, the usual turf positions, expected. But again, yun nga eh, part of the uh, part of the discourse, no? Parang may not be too believable already because they're not necessary. Like on top of page 181, when the guy is saying these men of our special operation forces, they signed up knowing the risks, dangers, etc. I mean, these are not, parang, uh, it's not something that he would say to the Secretary of State. The soldiers are willing to give up their lives for the nation and their fellow men. It's a bit too that. The biggest problem, the problem of all it is when you shift to the Philippine president, in this dialogue with this old friend. I mean, we all know, of course, who he seems to be. He cannot speak this way. He never manages to speak this way. You know, even he's speaking with an old friend, it will always veer off. But he never completes a sentence. There will be more expletives thrown in. I think, in fact, this is a part where you might even use some Tagalog, some Filipino or Bisaya to make it more effective. But there are certain long passages in English which he is perfectly incapable of saying or even thinking. Uh, ang haba-haba no, no? And so, the president seated. By your report, you mean to tell me that a sizable rebel force landed by boat direct off? Of course, okay, he's being sarcastic, but he's not capable of such a long line. he will he will parang he will go into an ellipsis. Otherwise, again, as English translation of presumably Philippine conversation or English conversation. Otherwise, there are parts where, especially the dialogue of the Secretary of Defense, Sanchez, like when he says, truthfully, minimal. How has their success been so far? Minimal. Uh, and then, of course, yeah, the final line. You realize that they are old friends. I like that editorializing of sorts where Sanchez chuckled and clasped his friend's hand, and then his final statement: what the paradox faces us old men, the less time we have left, the more patient we must be. That's fine. It's terrific. Terrific asset to storytelling. When the authorial voice actually intrudes and gives a particular character. I'm not going to say what else. I think that's about about it. I'm intrigued, and I know I'd be very. Um, I look forward to. In fact, if we were to carry on the discussion, siguro we can all agree on what happens next. You know? But there are questions, that you want. Does what's his name do? Is Angela Simpson eventually raped, or does she get into a romance with Baraka? Mukhang parang the romance is a feeling angle. Then of course there are dialogues about religion, etc. Uh, and the fellow Grimm does he get into hand-to-hand combat with Barakat himself? If it's a Hollywood story, that's exactly what will happen. Parang it's the main guys who wind up, in close quarters. And how is the? You can expect, of course, a good ending. I doubt that Angela will die, in this novel. I hope it's the Philippine president. Somehow.
Oh, we're not. Oh, yeah.
Okay, iba naman.
I just have a couple of more quick points. Four points? Four. I really love Pop Boilers. It's kind of my kind of thing. It's not this piece started off kind of, it felt like a Pop Boiler.
Like a what?
A Pop Boiler. Yung the Pop Boiler fiction.
Ah, much better.
Yeah, my thing is that the pot boiled really quickly. When you set it up with Grimm and then talking to this, because with pot boilers you have these narratives that build up differently, and then you know that they're gonna meet somewhere in the story, and there's gonna be a clash, and there's gonna be a big event, and then something that nobody expected would happen. Thing is, the thing I was expecting, yung boom dash, yung rising up of Hamdi and then kidnapping Angela, it happened bigla, and nothing else is happening in Parayo pa. But the only thing we know in Parayo that's happening is Grim training the soldiers, and we're like, okay, so they're probably the ones who are going to get sent there, and they're not going to be capable, and stuff like that. So wala, after that moment na pinitap si Angela, I'm like, yeah, so that's what's gonna happen next, and I don't know. I'm not terrified of what's gonna put up. So I wish that that maybe suggestion to be there's another story being told already, like maybe aside from the side of the Secretary of Defense in America, maybe parang talking about or the conflict going in the Philippines, maybe a fear of an event happening like this could already bring that the leadership is already fragile. Just some stuff to consider. Another thing is, I think you're a little too liberal with the word terrorist. Like, kasi I'm perceiving na parang, I was assuming that you were on third person limited as a perspective when you shift from one POV to another. And then when you go to Humpty's perspective, he still refers to himself as terrorist because he describes himself as notorious terrorist group, um, whatever his group is called. So parang I don't think they would call themselves terrorists, not terrorists, would it? So yun nga, but maybe a little bit careful with that. And at points where people would believe them to be terrorists, then call them terrorists, as Sir Crick pointed out, this conversation between the president and his staff. Also, the politicians here are very competent. They sound too competent. Like, yeah, the president and the vice president seem to know a lot about this stuff. And parang, am I thinking, the American president and vice president, these are politicians. They get briefed on this shit. They're always terrified of everything. They have no idea what's gonna happen, and they ask the Secretary of Defense to tell them what to do. So parang siyang confidence yung American president and vice president, especially the vice president. The president still sounds a little bit afraid, but the vice president is a little too confident. I'm not sure what his background is in stuff. Also, I think it was pointed out I think your characters need to be more flawed, like up in the beginning. So show what flaws would eventually come up to be a problem eventually in the novel. Like one example of popular guy is in some of our peers, a guy who there's a character there who leads a submarine, and we know that his great flaw is that he is ridiculously proud and wants to prove himself. So when order comes to strike, he wants that glory. So that also yung ganung flaws of their characters that helps your plot further. Parang shit, how is that this guy is problematic? If shit happens, he's gonna do the wrong thing. The fear of your characters doing the wrong thing, making a mistake because of things that they did not know would happen is what makes great popular think. Which again, I'm probably assuming it's a popular, but it really feels like that. Yeah, that's okay.
Hi, PJ. Not sure. It's impossible that you offer were Tom Clancy. Simulan ko lang, unang point ko, level of details, convoluted yung terms, jargons, legal jargons, pwede nakakaligo siya sa akin. You could easily get lost between organizations and sub-organizations. Tapos madaming pinakasok mo terms na introduced kaya i-explain mo na. Pero ganun talaga eh. It's the way it is. I'm not sure. I could be, syempre, I don't know. Actually, ang big question ko kasi, not just for PJ, for siguro sa lahat ng alam, yung kayang mga military novel a different genre or si genre mo so so kaya ako ni-raise yung question kasi parang minsan hindi ko kasi alam whether to study such materials with different standards or just like the rest. Kasi ako, ewan ko, hindi naman ako critic talaga, pero I actually surprisingly, I enjoy reading so much Tom Clancy. I started with Red October, nasa Rainbow Six na yata yung ito, hanggang sa iba na yung nagsusulat ng mga novels na. So, lalabasan mga di. So, minsan, kasi in my experience, reading the Red October, which was the first novel, they say, actually they say it's the best. So, ewan ko, parang feeling ko, mas gusto ko yung iba eh. So anyway, hindi naman tayo tuloy pagkaan sa pag-uusapan, pero nire-relate ko lang. So parang, yung experience ko when reading Tom Clancy novels, parang, so pisa na yun ito talaga ako, na nahihilo ko, parang, RPG, what's that? Pero, oh, sorry. Actually, mali. Yung RPG, alam mo na kasi yun from other games. So, pero kung regular reader ka, kasi sinabi RPG, tapos di-explain ko ang RPG. So, isa medyo kind of research ko. Tapos minsan yung mga M4 something, ganyan. So, mga technicalities ng bagay. So, actually, si Tom Clancy ay super, so actually, sorry So, sorry kung medyo madaming Tom Clancy. Medyo nagiging fanboy. Actually, I can't really say that Tom Clancy is a good writer. But besides he is a bestseller and record holder, nobody I know can write so much military accurate details and realism than Tom Clancy. And God, I get that feel here when I read his material. So, basically, ito na naman ako, nag-enjoy na naman ako, tuwaan na naman ako sa PSL, kung ano yung hindi ko matutuwaan ako. Bago ko kasi tayo. So anyway, ang ganda niya. So, madalas ako kaya naiintindihan ko. Sabi nga ni PJ niya, sabi ni PJ, kasi hindi siya mahilig sa military genre. Pero siguro, yung mga people na gusto mo, may enjoy. Actually, pwede ko ma-attest na ako, hindi ko ako talaga. Kasi, wow. Kasi ang dami. In my opinion, there was so much effort or exerted into creating this novel. Lots of research, which I can prove or disprove naman. Hindi ko alam kung niloloko na ba tayo ni PJ na mayroon pala ng ganitong caliber or baka na ng ganito. Hindi ko alam. Pero I can prove or disprove kasi ganun naman ang ako si Tom Clancy, minsan kapag may Google ako, nag-research ako, ano ba yung sulat WM? Kaya kapag wala akong Google, tinutuloy-tuloy ko lang, magkano naman gumagalaw pa rin naman yung kwento. Kahit na i-blur mo na lang muna yung details, tutuloy naman siya. Tapos, pero yun nga, sabi ko, back to that, so much effort ang nilagay ng PJ dito. So, makikita ko lots of research and experience from PJ. So, minsan, isipin natin na ba, ito, dalawa ba tayo ng PJ dito? Pero actually, kapag nabasa ko yung kasi sabi nila, Tom Clancy, super accurate talaga. Minsan, pinaghinalaan na siya ng insider. Na in-steal niya yung or spy siya sa Marines or basta insider kasi yung mga terminologies niya, yung expressions niya, yung jargons, yung mga hindi released to public details. Meron siya. So, hindi ko paano nangyayari yun. So, parang ako, umaasa na lang ako na kami, sabi nila na accurate eh. Ano yung alam na and so far, yung KTJ, ang daming, nakikita ko talaga na doon nanggaling. Well, I'm not saying that that state of Clancy yung research niya. Pero kumbaga, para sa akin, para siya, in a way, napuprove sa akin na, ay oo, kasi pareho sinabi. Just like, for example, alam mo na natin lahat ng quantity. Tapos, yung Roger Skipper, isa yung sa favorite ko na line nito. Yung Roger Skipper. Kasi skipper is what you call your captain. Or siguro officer dito siya. Usually they call their captain or skipper. Tapos, yung safe, natawa ko dito. Actually, TJ is kind enough to enclose the safe na word in quotation marks. Ano ba quotation marks? Sorry. Nabobo bigla. Kasi parang magugulat ko, bakit ginagamit ng verb to safe? Ayun, safe your weapons. Actually, si Tom Clancy, hindi niya nilalagay ng... Kasi si TJ, I said TJ was kind enough to put quotation marks para baka masabi natin, kasi sa umpisa nga, yung safe is to put your gun in safe food. Kahit magkabali ka, hindi siya mapuputok. Tapos, ewan ko, lumalabas yata dito. I really wanted to write a military novel. I felt that I just didn't think I can. So, lack of courage talaga na makagawa ka ng ganitong heavy na So, ayun, hindi natin ko na lang. So, halimbawa, yung appreciation ko sa mga sa research, sa words, terms na ginamit ni PJ. So, evaluate ko rin story-wise. So, minsan nga malalost yung story sa details. Pero siguro, minsan ako kasi na-appreciate yung ganitong novel kapag itubulit-bulit para lalo. So, story-wise, so far, nakuha ko yung mga campaign ni TJ na gusto niyong ilabas dito. The Filipino in the World of Powers, the Big Fight. Actually, that's a good title kasi parang it doesn't use military, although British Air Force is not here. British Air Force, malakas yan eh. I'm sorry medyo namalabas sa mga content natin. Tapos ko, ayan, mga international terrorism. Tapos parang, literally, they're giants next to us. Talagang, tapos yung meron siyang nilagay ng line dito na dito example like substandard gears for the Philippines, for the Philippine Army or oo parang feeling ko nga baka din nag-start ng ni PJ yung papel dito. Okay, kaya tayo ganito eh. Kasi sa umpisa pa lang ng story, parang kawawa naman yung mga Pilipino eh. Masyado magagaling ng Americans. So, pero ayun, tapos yung meron pa dito na American was the beacon of hope. So, nandiyan na naman yung illusion ng mga Amerikano na sila ang Superman ng mundo na nadapat ng anyway, maganda yung, ewan ko sa hindi mo sa saya ko. Yan. Thank you, Bob.
As of course, no, yung appreciation mo kasi minsan ka lang maka-encounter ng ganitong novela. Ay, nakakalungkot na, lagi doon pinaglumaan ng Amerika, yun yung ginagamit natin. So yun yung kayang bilhin sa Pilipinas. So anyway, PJ, mahilig ako sa war novel, no? Lalo na ng mga veterans. And mahilig din ako manood ng pelikula, like Zero Dark Thirty, Madam Secretary, Designated Survivor, the, ano, no, the Punisher, I enjoyed so much, no? So, my point is, of course, ito yung in relation sa the enjoyment and my suggestion. And in terms of readings, maybe, no, kung hindi mo pa na-encounter, The Yellow Bird ni Kenneth Powers, kasi award winner nito. The Yellow Bird na kahit ang mismo ng novela, nanggaling sa isang nakanta nila kapag morning exercise yung mga militar. So, Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk, no, it's also an award-winning simulat yun ng veteran. Ano movie rin. Si Cristiana Yabes, lumabas siya ng napakaganda, no, napakagandang profile and account ng that Marine ba yun, na officer, yung nag-save, yung during the isang siege, marami na ba yun? Marami na, no? Yung isang leader, Marine, no? Yung Marine na ito yung more or less, they were able to save yung mga tauhan niya. So, napakaganda nun in terms of writing, of course.
Yeah.
And then,
That would help you.
help you.
Yung title nun, under...
Basta, you can read it online, no? Kasi nasa ano yun eh, online yun
But she also has a book, eh? So the Yabes na tungkol sa...
the military pa-Arabs meron din. Pero ito yung ano lang, no? Isang article na napakaganda, no? Creative non-fiction. And also enjoy yung mga Rolling Stone ng mga articles. I've read the account ng isang journalist na pumuntan ko na, yung signal. And yung kay General Petrios, no? Yung kanyang comment. Anyway, because of that, no? Para sa akin, nakapwede pang pag-isipan yung title. Kasi, so, parang typical between Titans. And kung naintindihan, more or less, no, kung babad ka naman, and you've done research and even read, no, yung politika, hindi na dalawang forces yun eh. There's a lot of complicity, no, going on. So, yung siguro yung pag-complicate ng networks, no, na ito, na hindi lang binary, no, hindi binary yung pagtingin. Kundi talaga, ano ito eh, no, network talaga, yung interdependence and interconnectedness, no, ng mga relasyon na pwedeng ito yung ipalabas, no? Hindi lang yung black and white or the binary. So, yun. Next, I try to plot yung flow or yung movement, no? Nagustuhan ko yung opening, no? There was the dawn. That part shattered the humid summer air, no? Pero yung sumunod na action, backstory, ano ito eh, exposition na feeling ko, ito yung part na ng research na ako as a reader, mas gusto kong i-embed yun. Kasi it reads na like a creative non-fiction na, no? And then, page 166 yun, yung sumunod na action, page 170 na. So, my point is, kung pelikula ito, pagbukas niya, nakita natin yung gunfire, blah. Pero yung sumunod, wala kayong action na nakikita, no? Kasi nga, yung sumunod na mga eksena ay nagnanarrate na, yung expositor story. Then at end, yung part na ito sa page 70, but even then, sabi ko, si Graham, Captain Graham was proud of his job. He did it in America. Ano ito eh? Narration ito. Details ito, info. Pero ano yung action? Nasaan siya at that point? No? Gabi na ba ito? Ano yung ito? Ito na bakit hindi natin alam? No? So, kung nagawin ko itong movie, ay hindi ko siya no? In short, hindi ko siya ma-portray, hindi ko siya ma-visualize. Yun, no? At yan yung tendency mo dito, no? Yan yung naging tendency mo dito. Page 171, ito naman kay Hamdi Barakat. So maganda, kita natin si Hamdi Barakat. Pero yung sumunod, saya pag Islam or the lagi ulit, no? Narration ulit. And then kung ipa-plot mo, saan yung action, no? So, ang bagal ng sumunod na action kasi nga, na-backdown tayo ng exposition na yon. Na para sa akin, dapat hindi ko nire-reveal yun, no? Kundi makikita natin via action, via dialogue, nalabas yun, lalo na halimbawa yung page 171, 2021. The Sheikh Ruper Baraka to carry out jihadi mission. Hindi ko sinasabi ito. Kung hindi ito yung madidiscover natin, yes, ito pala yung mga relasyon dito. Akala mo kakampi sila pero magkaaway. Akala mo magkaaway, kakampi sila. Kasi ito yung pleasure ko sa mga ganitong tipo ng ano eh. Yung nare-reveal, yung mga, yun nga, no? Yung mga complicity ng mga tauhan na ito. So, and then, parang I don't know, hindi ka pa paniwala sa akin, na especially sa context ngayon, di ba may ano yun sila, kapag may mission, meron silang rope kung saan yung President of the United States at saka yung kanyang general ay na war room, di ba? Makikita mo exactly kung monitor nila, di ba? So dito, nalaman ng nila sa Al Jazeera, no? And then, so hindi nyo pa paniwala sa akin kasi nga, intelligence and all, with all the sophisticated na monitor na ngayon ng, di ba, monitor yung location natin right away with the ping ng mga cellphones and all. So parang sa akin, ito yun, hindi ka pa rin paniwala, no? And then, siguro some cliché in terms of language. And siguro, for me, mas nag-enjoy ako ng mga novela, lalo sa English, yung very, active voice. And then, ano mo yun, pino ng mga linya, sentences na, simple lang. Halimbawa, example, no? Yung subject verb, lang talaga, wala yung maraming, no? Maraming in. Halimbawa, 173, Angela Simpson was screaming at the top of her lungs. Ako, I would prefer Angela Simpson scream. No? Blah, blah, blah. Diba ganun ng mga linya na Pino, no? Kitang-kita mo ganito eh, may fluidity. So yung mga ganun, medyo, you have the ano naman sa language, pero siguro yung in terms of, yun yung ibig ko sabihin ng word by word, no? Na it does not mean na, kahit magaling ka sa English, pero kapag sumusulat ka na, it does not really mean, no? That you write the way. Talagang, magtatrabaho mo, word by word, sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph. So, yun ang sa akin. Interesting na masundan ito, lalo na, again, fresh siya para sa Philippine context.
I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna preface my commentary saying I'm the worst speaker for this kind. No, I'm not sure if any of the issues I spotted are inherent in the genre, or is it because of my political misgivings, etc. So, yun na, marami ng disclaimer kasi nga hindi ko alam if I can be completely impartial when I'm reading fiction like this kasi it's affirmative of unitary industrial complex. And even the disclaimer, even the excuse, or parang even the mention of that, na parang the character really is aware of that perception. I don't think it excuses it. Right? So I'm not sure if, anyway, so yeah, I agree with Sir Krit and Jen. There's value in this precisely because it's so new. It's exciting. But on the other hand, that's also a big burden. Say you're doing something that I don't think many Filipinos have done. If you ever classify yourself as a Filipino writer, I think that the novel is language and the Christian Dayagas novel is below the Kalima.
Yeah.
And that's told from the point of view of medyo marami ding point of view, pero it's made both from the point of view of there's a new follow yun, the burning of food. Anyway, okay. I think many of the complaints, many of the issues raised so far stems from the fact that everything seems to be a reenactment of the general narrative that we all know. Etc. Everything is just reenacted. Even the arguments, made between the politicians, even their main points. All of them. I'm not sure if I'm just more whether they're in the traditional reader, but all of them are reenactment. And because they're reenactment, I didn't learn anything new. And fiction is more than reenactment. It has to be created, naisip ko agad, notice the difference between the Rizal Valley Fix for San Rizal and Bayani Third World. Of course, they probably have different contracts, so it's probably unfair to compare them at all. No? Pero notice that there's value in reconstructing stuff as opposed to just conforming to the well-trodden narrative. Um, I think fiction has to take an alternative position to grand narratives. The kind of narratives that we hear from mainstream media, etc. Although yun nga, no, I have experience in issuing that reminder kasi that might be in violation of the genre, of generic rules. So I'm not sure if it's for you to decide. But that kind of manifests, that issue manifests in terms of the crafting. For instance, though, there's a shift in the point of view, pero not really. The mention of the word terrorist, no? Meaning, lumalabas na you're still telling the story from the American side. Even if the cameras are pointed to the other side, etc. Everything is still first from the consciousness of the American side. But, even in just the most superficial allotment of words, so the disparate length in the uh, in the points of view, no? But militarily, hanggang dead. Tapos pag nandun na sa Muslim terrorist, ang spare na, so pamunti na. So ibig sabihin, it's really just um, it's illusory. But the point of view is really illusory because everything is really still essentially told from the point of view of the initial point of view of the Americans. And hindi pa pong possibility some survey pointed it out kanina, there's of course this is all set up. What we see is a setup, so there's plenty of room to complicate and to make everything more complex. Yun nga, and then I agree. I agree. Recently, merong basta namin yung scholarly materials on the very complex ecosystem of the world's conflict in Mindanao. At pinapakita mo na may Abu Sayyaf, itong Abu Sayyaf ang akatar na ito ay naging isang American missionary. Tapos na-solve siya via the bayanihan efforts of these two armed forces. What does that tell us? We're just reenacting what we hear in the news. No? I question the ultimate value of that.
I guess at lang, no? Siguro makakatulong rin if you approach writing this novel really as an investigation. No? Hindi parang writing the novel as an investigation. Gusto kong susukan doon yung kasi PJ, no? So, realize mo na may responsibility talaga yung malaking responsibility na yung pagsusulat ng novel. Pwede ko talaga i-advance yung pagtatanong mismo sa sarili mo, ano yung position mo? Ano yung position mo in the nation? Ako mas interesting na talagang ipakita kasi the dominantly sa Philippines ang iba yung pro-American territory. Yung survey tells that. Pero pwedeng i-expose mo, pakita mo na actually, they're really looking down on us, yung mga military na ito. No? Dahil pinagtatawanan tayo. No? Although of course they have to be civil, they have to be professional, pero totoo yan. No? And then yung mga leaders, military leaders naman natin, they are trained. May pa-account yan lumabas yung isang general na sabi niya, nainis na siya doon sa Americans kasi nga talagang, so pwede i-expose ito, no? So para makita natin na on one hand, it-offer rin tayo ng Amerika, pero sila pala, no? Very practical yun. They're helping us, that because they are fine. They're helping us because, di ba? They look at things in a very practical way. So pwede ito yung parang investigation methods. In short, hindi ka talaga yung worry, no? Yung, tama ba Glenn, misleading, na pwedeng so more or less, ikaw rin sa writer, you commit on yourself. Na nawala naman, okay lang naman nasubugan ng ganito, not because you are pro-American or you are, but your position as a writer is to investigate. And you will confront yung mga talagang malulungkot na katotohanan sa relasyon ng Amerika at ng Pilipinas. No? So, So, at yun nga, walang black and white. No? Mabublur mo yung black and white na binary kasi 50 Shades of Grey. No? Sa, ano, intellectual ng students. So, yung ganon, that is a perfect narrative space, no? Ecosystem na para i-explore and exploit to your advantage as a novelist.
Hi. Yun, I'll just be quick because everyone's mentioned about how like your direct language is very expository and all that stuff. Yun, yung isa kong, another comment I have is, I guess something that you should also take into account when you're writing this, because you alternate between different points of view, is that you need to solidify your logic, how you jump from different points of view. Because like ngayon, since you only showed us like the first chapter, you jump between points of view to introduce the different standpoints. And yeah, that's really important because like, especially in a novel that has like a lot of different moral standpoints, that's really important. But then by operating on that logic, you ran the risk of your characters sounding like mouthpiece and stuff. And that was also one of my comments because your dialogues are very exposition-y and they sound like mouthpieces now. And I guess something that you can, yung isang suggestion for that, so first chapters naman, is that you can use the third person limited to present insights that aren't necessarily directly connected to their moral standpoint. Like that one example that Sir Yusuf pointed out, you mentioned the old table from the old worship hall. I actually latched onto that image because it foregrounded something that dialogue and your exposition forward couldn't present. So I'm actually looking for more things like that because you presented like in that simple image, you presented like there was this weird history that I saw with the president associated with the president, victory in times of war, and that how that victory is assured through generation through a symbol, and I'm looking forward to that.
I think most of my comments on answers will be agreement else, but I think I'd like to add to what Ernie said about making the characters more flawed. I'd like to challenge you for the Muslim terrorist group if you could find a way to humanize them in a way, the challenge of humanizing people, which is a big task to undertake in fiction, but I feel like that can balance or balance out the very pro-American lens that I also read in this novel. Just so that both sides, I mean, are well represented in a way. Because for fiction, these are so people. So just so that everyone's not listening to stereotypical manner. But
Secretary. Si Eric kasi kanina pa rin mag-get-out plan siya. Sabihin ko na sa inyo sa Monday, bili kayo ng kopya o hanap kayo ng kopya ng Philippine Star. Yung retrato nyo will appear, lifestyle, group picture. Sa documentary. Kaya lang, pinala ko talaga si Charlton dun sa retrato But I mentioned this also because the column itself, while it's just a narration or a documentation of the fact that we held the workshop, 5 days, but these days we're not given much of a chance to expound style. The space afforded us has become very, very small. So practically listing of the names done, a few comments, citations made. In one of the brief sections where I actually refer to one of the stories taken, I do say that it has the makings of a top fantasy novel. Not all the works, of course, are parang general lang yung mentions because of the small space. Anyway, going further now, back to the story. as readers, as writers, one may well ask oneself, if one were to, there are many options and there are many directions that the story can take. It can continue to confine itself into hot boiler mode. No ideological depth or anything. I mean, it's just something that will entertain as fiction. No? Or it can go, it can try to go deeper, go beyond the usual structure of an action story and develop more insights along the way. So it's up to PJ. But at this point, given the first chapter, I asked myself, what else may one expect from the story and what should not be expected at all? The first thing that comes as a reply, I expect Almira to become a major character. She will certainly be developed. I expect a character to arise from the Philippine Marines. There will have to be either probably both an officer as well as a grunt who actually participates in the firefights. In terms of structure, I anticipate that it will not be an easy rescue operation. Not tapos agad ang story, one strike and the Americans get their back. They will suffer setbacks. What's his name? That will prove to be a worthy opponent. It's not an easy battle to contend with. He will win the first or second operations against him through guile or through something. I expect at least another Muslim character to appear, who is not part of this so-called terrorist organization. Maybe an imam, of course. A Filipino Catholic priest will probably. Maybe there will be a basketball scene between the Muslims and the Catholics. I don't know if you can include the beauty contest, no? Hindi na siguro. Pero, or maybe during the operations, Manny Pacquiao was a fight and everybody stops. No? Just TV. So these are the givens of the Philippine situation. No? My point is that there is so much material that can be included into the novel. What I don't expect is for your novel to suddenly take a weird turn where the Aswang or Manananggal appears in the middle of the firefight, or the snake that was thrown to have developed into a python and figure in the story again. I don't expect that. No? I don't expect any merging with myth or superstition. It will likely stay in the level of art expression. What else? Kayo, ano pang nasa-suggest nyo kay PJ na to include, as characters or situations to make his novel more interesting? Ano? Palagay ko yung si Barakat mamatay. Sigurado yan. Pero, but not before he falls in love with Jessica. In fact, ayun pa pala, sigurado media will come in. A Philippine senator or two will come in. Definitely, Bongo gets a selfie seat.
For military senator here for photo ops to the general. Social media. Social media. What
Madami pa yung Malaysians. The Malaysians can come in, as
That's fantasy. This is when you don't have your lore is already in the Philippines and it's already actively moving. So let's get it moving. I'm gonna say it. So what happens to everybody? Uh, Like one wily journalist from a major paper in the Manila having to travel down there. Yeah.
Certainly drones will figure in the operations and will make it successful.
And eventually, what do you want to say about war? Uh-huh. Yeah.
War, but so is this the war that destroys everything?
The greatest crossover.
It's a textual words.
Maybe ang tanong ito, bakit wala tayong ganong klase?
Fiction.
We're not prepared.
Other.
There should be a mic. Bakit wala tayong
Wala tayong fiction na gano'n. May military, because, war zone lang tayo. Or walang research. So, walang interest na. Gagawin ko yung war novel, pero ganito, may pagka-boiler, may pagka-action.
Cry Slaughter by Ed Tempo. It's one of those. Medyo memorable war novel.
I just read a book, kasi, it was written in 1952 by a guy, an American named Benjamin Apple. May recommend sa YouTube. It's called Fortress in the Rise. It's a very good war novel. And then yung Isabel, and then yung Hook. And then so most of the war is actually being fought among Filipinos, yung Isabel, yung Hook, yung mga Japanese, yung mga pro-Japanese na kabibab. So in Fortress in the Rise kasi yung mga Hook, kita sila sa Central Luzon, controlling the rice. Nag-away na rice, yung harvest. It's very good war novel. Yung mga foreigners who get trapped here and then they get trapped into the Isabel. Pero ito yung story ko.
And then,
Okay, so just to add, a lot of them have mentioned also what I wanted to say. First, siguro, I'm also looking for the personal stories. I know that it's only one chapter, so it's a lot to ask. But so far, I don't know yet who the central character is and why I should root for that character. So that's really what I'm looking for. Because right now, they all seem very goal-oriented. Like, okay, let's kidnap this missionary, and then the other one is like, let's rescue her. So, but I'm wondering how their personal lives, their personal conflicts will clash with the greater conflict of your novel. So I think that will also make it like a more enticing read as well. But overall, I enjoyed it. I'm not really a reader of the Tom Clancy type, but I enjoyed it a lot.
I think I can tell when I'm not wanted here.
Take my t-shirt.
go. But thank you very much for all your do. Uh, my joke aside, it makes me, it reinforces the idea of how grateful I am to be part of this kind of workshop. That I get this very productive feedback and criticism and advice from you all. This story actually is kind of personal, kind of based on personal experience. It took a lot of time to get it right, especially with the military. I think I mentioned this in our conversations, but to get it right with the soldiers, with the military, and show it to them, both American and Filipino, and show it to them, and yeah, you got it right. And so you can kind of see it manifest in a technical exposition in the story. Hello? Okay. What I really lacked though was the input from the civilian people and how they would take it, how they would receive it. But I guess it's very targeted to a specific audience. And that's what it is. Actually, the title Between Titans is a reminder. It's a working title. It's a reminder to myself that the story is about those people that are caught in between the different viewpoints, the different struggle for power in the global scale. Because I think if it wasn't for that, I would have a tendency to make it too American. And in terms of the story, I didn't include it as a plot synopsis because it was too spoilery, but Angela dies in this one. Yeah. Angela dies in this one. And while this chapter, or why this part is centered around a rescue mission in Basilan Island, this actual story is about the West Philippine Sea. So there's like it goes in a different direction halfway through. Wait, there was something I get it. Thank you very much for the input for the terrorist term. I tried as much as possible to get it, like how you see Almira, she refers to them as rebels. Barakat refers to himself as a warriors, a soldier. Americans refer to them as terrorists. I guess I just missed out that one terrorist when I described Saiful-Islam. The politicians are too competent. I wouldn't say they're competent, although I would say that they have two hubris because hopefully it comes across that they're very like, oh yeah, we can do that, and then she ends up dying. So those are, you mentioned flaws. Maybe that's not enough, but they are flawed. They believe too much of their own myth, and they end up getting an American or a civilian killed. So anyway, thank you guys very much for your input, and I'm really glad to be part of it. Again, thank you so much for the opportunity to be part of it.